Part 1. Raoul screamed so loud I thought the damn neighbors would call the cops. He was standing in the middle of my tiny, beer-stained living room, shaking the fake lottery ticket in my face like he'd just found the meaning of life. His eyes were wide, wild, pure, unfiltered shock mixed with the kind of joy you only see in kids on Christmas morning. His hands were trembling, his voice cracking as he kept shouting the same thing over and over. No mames. No mames. 500,000 pesos. No fucking way. He spun in circles, gripping his hair, laughing like a lunatic. I sat back on the couch, a smirk barely contained, watching him unravel. Any second now, I was going to tell him. Any second. But fuck, the way he was losing his mind, God, I wanted to let it ride a little longer. Dude, calm down, I said, barely holding back a laugh. Take a breath before you pass out. He ignored me. Of course he did. Raoul was already on the phone, calling his mom. Then his ex. Then some cousin who never answered his calls. He was blabbering about how he was going to buy a new car, maybe even a house. I watched, stomach twisted with equal parts guilt and amusement, as he planned his whole damn future over a joke. I should have stopped him, right there. Just ripped off the Band-Aid and told him the truth. But something about the way he kept pacing, practically levitating off the damn floor, made me hesitate. This is it, bro. This is the break I've been waiting for. I fucking knew it. I told you I was lucky. And that's when the real shit started. Before I could get a single word out, Raoul's whole demeanor shifted. He went from manic excitement to dead serious in a split second. His eyes locked onto mine, and I felt a weird pit open in my stomach. Wait here. I gotta do something, he said, already heading for the door. Do what? Just wait. You'll see. And just like that, he was gone. The hell? I sat there, beer sweating in my hand, a dumbass grin still lingering on my face as I tried to process whatever the hell had just happened. Maybe he was off to buy drinks, or celebrate with his family. I had no clue. An hour passed, then another. I flicked through TV channels, my knee bouncing. The joke wasn't funny anymore. I wanted to tell him. Hell, I needed to tell him. Then my phone rang. Bro, Raoul's voice came through, low and buzzing with an energy I couldn't place. I fucking did it. Did what? Quit my job. My heart stopped. You what? I called my boss. Told him to go fuck himself. I'm rich now, baby. The beer in my stomach churned. The joke had officially gone too far. Raoul, listen to me. Best part? The asshole just said, okay. I was gonna fire you anyway. Can you believe that? Huh. I knew I was lucky. I almost dropped my phone. Fuck. This was bad. I sat there, phone limp in my hand, staring at the floor like it had all the answers. Raoul's voice still echoed in my head. Loud, smug, convinced the universe had just handed him the golden ticket. My own heartbeat pounded like a fucking drum solo. And for the first time in my dumbass life, I truly understood what it meant to feel sick with regret. This wasn't just a prank anymore. This was a goddamn catastrophe. Raoul had quit his job. Raoul, the guy who could barely afford rent, the guy who lived paycheck to paycheck with no backup plan, no safety net, no rich uncle waiting to swoop in and save his ass. And all because of a piece of scratch-off paper that wasn't worth shit. I needed to fix this. Fast. I grabbed my keys and flew out the door, nearly tripping over the busted welcome mat at the entrance to my apartment building. The night air slapped me in the face, cold and sharp like it was punishing me for being the worst fucking friend alive. I drove like a lunatic, barely registering stop signs, my mind racing through every possible way to tell Raoul the truth without making him hate me forever. When I finally screeched into his driveway, the first thing I noticed was that his beat-up Honda wasn't there. Just an empty oil stain marking its usual spot. Shit, where the hell did he go? I yanked out my phone, dialing him again, but it went straight to voicemail. Raoul, bro, call me back. We need to talk. No answer. I tried again. Nothing. Fucking fantastic. With no better option, I stomped up to his front door and banged like a debt collector. No response. I didn't even know what I was expecting. Maybe his roommate, Luis, would show up and tell me Raoul was inside, passed out drunk on the couch. Maybe this whole thing was just some weird fever dream, and Raoul hadn't actually torched his livelihood over a joke. But no, The house was dark, silent, dead air pressing against me. I leaned my forehead against the door and let out a long, slow breath. God damn it, Raul. Then my phone buzzed. A text from Raul. Raul, Bureau, oh, you're not going to believe this. Me, where the hell are you? Raul, just bought a round for everyone at La Paloma. I am a legend. Jesus Christ. La Paloma. Of course. If Raul thought he was rich, he'd be at his favorite bar, making damn sure the whole world knew about it. I was already back in my car before he could send another text. The streets blurred as I sped through the city, barely dodging potholes and red lights. I had to stop him before he did something even dumber. By the time I pulled up to La Paloma, the parking lot was overflowing. I could hear the music pounding from inside, some loud reggaeton beat rattling the windows. The place was packed. I shoved my way through the entrance, the thick smell of sweat, beer, and cheap cologne hitting me like a slap to the face. And then there he was, standing on top of the bar like a fucking rock star, arms spread wide. Raul was basking in the cheers of a dozen drunk idiots hyping him up. A handful of shot glasses littered the counter around him, some overturned, tequila dripping onto the sticky floor. He was grinning so hard I thought his face might split in two. I love you all, he shouted, voice hoarse from screaming. Drinks are on me, cabrons. The crowd roared, fists pumping, glasses clinking. I forced my way through the bodies, grabbing his ankle and yanking hard. Get your dumbass down from there. He blinked down at me, wobbling slightly. Bro, you made it. You want a shot? Get this man a shot. Raul, I growled, fingers tightening around his jeans. Get down. He wobbled, then finally crouched and hopped off the bar, nearly face-planting onto me. His breath reeked of tequila. Dude, I did it, he slurred, throwing an arm around my shoulders. I'm finally free, man. No more bullshit job. No more asshole boss. Just me and my millions. I drag him toward the exit, shoving past drunk partygoers. You don't have millions, Raul. He snorted. Oh yeah? Then what's this? He yanked the fake lottery ticket from his pocket, waving it in my face like it was a winning golden ticket to Willy fucking Wonka's factory. I snatched it from him, and right there under the neon glow of the La Paloma sign, I flipped it over and pointed at the fine print. For entertainment purposes only. Not a real lottery ticket. His eyes dragged over the words, slow as molasses, brain clearly fighting through the tequila haze to process what he was seeing. Then silence. Heavy, suffocating silence. What? His voice barely cracked above a whisper. I swallowed hard. It's fake, Raul. A prank. I was going to tell you, but you fuck, man. You quit your job before I could say anything. I watched as the realization slammed into him like a freight train. His shoulders sagged, breath hitching. No. I had never seen him look so shattered, like someone had yanked the floor out from under him, and he was just free-falling into nothingness. Raul, listen. His hands shot up, gripping his head. I called my boss, man. I told him to fuck off. I told everyone. His voice cracked, panic creeping in. I just spent almost everything I had in my account. I bought drinks. His eyes darted around, like the walls were closing in on him. Then, suddenly, he turned and bolted. Raul. But he was already gone, shoving past people, disappearing into the crowd, the sound of his name swallowed by the music and drunken laughter. And just like that, my best friend was running headfirst into a disaster I had created. Raul was gone. Gone like a fucking ghost, swallowed up by the night and the chaos I had thrown him into. The neon lights outside La Paloma flickered like they were mocking me, buzzing faintly against the low hum of drunken laughter spilling out onto the streets. My heart was hammering against my ribs, my legs already moving before my brain could even catch up. I needed to find him. I shoved past bodies, my breath coming in short, sharp bursts. My phone was already in my hand, fingers shaking as I hit dial. Straight to voicemail. Again. Come on, man. Pick up. Nothing. I ran a hand through my hair, gripping at the roots. Think. Where the hell would he go? Then it hit me. The bridge. Raul had this spot, this shitty little pedestrian bridge over the dried-up riverbed on the edge of town. He used to go there when life kicked him in the teeth, when his old man bailed, when his last serious relationship imploded, when he found out his mom was moving back to Mexico and taking his little sister with her. It was his place to get wasted, scream at the stars, and pretend he wasn't drowning. And right now, he was drowning. I jumped in my car and floored it, tires screeching as I tore through empty streets. Every second felt like a lead weight pressing down on my chest. My hands were slick against the steering wheel, my mind spiraling into every worst-case scenario imaginable. I spotted his car before I saw him, parked crookedly near the bridge entrance, driver's side door still hanging open like he'd stumbled out in a hurry. The headlights were still on, casting weird, jagged shadows across the pavement. I slammed the brakes, barely throwing it in park before I was out, feet pounding against concrete. And then I saw him, Raul, sitting on the edge of the bridge, legs dangling over the side, a half-empty bottle of cheap whiskey in one hand, the crumpled lottery ticket in the other. The wind tugged at his shirt, the city lights behind him making him look smaller than I'd ever seen him. Raul, his head jerked up, his face twisted in something between fury and devastation. You. His voice was rough, raw. You fucking did this to me. I stopped dead, the weight of his words slamming into me like a sucker punch. Raul, don't, he spat, shaking his head. Don't you dare fucking try to talk your way out of this. You think this is funny? Huh? Some big joke? You ruined my fucking life. Guilt clawed its way up my throat, thick and suffocating. Man, I swear I never meant. You never meant? He let out a humorless laugh, tipping the whiskey bottle back, chugging like he was trying to drown the anger. You never meant for me to quit my job? Blow my money? Look like a fucking moron in front of everyone. My stomach twisted. I was going to tell you. When? His voice cracked. After I bought a fucking house? After I tried to give my mom money I don't even fucking have? I took a shaky breath. Raul, please, man. Let's just go. We can fix this. Fix this. He snorted, shaking his head. You can't fix this. You don't get it. He stopped, rubbing a hand over his face. When he looked at me again, his eyes were glassy, unfocused. You still have your job. You still have your savings. You're fine. Me? I have nothing now. Nothing. The words hit me like a slap. He was right. I fucked up. Bad. I stepped closer, carefully, like he was a wild animal ready to bolt. Let me help you, man. Please. Whatever you need, I got you. He let out a shaky breath, staring down at the water-stained lottery ticket like it was some cruel joke from the universe. You don't get it. This was supposed to be my break. I was supposed to finally win for once. My throat felt tight. You will, man. You will. But not like this. Raul didn't say anything. He just sat there, the weight of everything pressing down on his shoulders. The bridge creaked beneath us, the wind howling through the empty streets. And then, after what felt like forever, he sighed. You're paying for my fucking rent this month. Relief crashed through me so hard I almost laughed. Done. And my phone bill. Fine. And you're buying all my drinks for the next 6 months. I groaned, dragging a hand down my face. Jesus, Raul. Non negociable. I let out a breath. All right, deal. Finally, a hint of a smirk tugged at the corner of his mouth. You're the worst fucking friend ever. You know that? I grinned, reaching out to yank him up from the ledge. Yeah, man. I know. Raul didn't speak to me for a week after that night. Not a single text, no drunk calls, not even some passive-aggressive meme sent at 3 a.m. Just radio silence. And honestly, I deserved it. I paid his rent like I said I would. Sent him the money through a banking app with a note that just said, still the worst friend ever. No reply. Paid his phone bill, too. Still nothing. A few times, I almost drove over to his place, but something told me to leave it alone. Let it be pissed. Let him process the fact that his best friend had single-handedly detonated his life like some dumbass cartoon villain. Then one night my phone buzzed. Raul, you owe me a drink. I stared at the screen for a solid 10 seconds, then grabbed my keys and bolted out the door. When I got to the bar, he was already at a table in the corner, a half-empty beer bottle in front of him. His eyes were tired, his hair a little messier than usual, but the anger had settled into something else. Not forgiveness, not yet, but something close enough that I wasn't going to question it. I slid into the seat across from him. So, what's the damage? He smirked, shaking his head. Man, you're lucky I didn't sell your organs on the black market. Joke's on you. My liver is worthless. I got a chuckle out of him. A small one, but it was there. You're still a piece of shit, though. I nodded. Yep. No argument there. He took a long sip of his beer, eyes narrowing. I should make you get a tattoo. Like, I'm a dumbass across your forehead. Too obvious. I need something more mysterious. Like a QR code that links to a website that just says, I destroyed my best friend's life as a prank. Oh, I like that. Make it an NFT, too. We laughed, the tension bleeding out of the room bit by bit. Then he leaned back, sighing. I talked to my boss. Well, ex-boss. I sat up straighter. And he's still a dick. But apparently he was gonna fire me anyway, so I guess the joke was on both of us. I blinked. Wait, he was actually serious about that. Yup. Raoul made a face, rolling the beer bottle between his hands. Said something about downsizing, not the right fit, all that corporate bullshit. So, technically, I was jobless either way. Shit, yeah. We sat in silence for a minute, both of us chewing on that realization. It didn't make what I did any less stupid, but at least it meant Raoul hadn't torpedoed a stable career over a fake lottery ticket. Small mercies, I guess. So what now? I finally asked. He shrugged. Dunno. Maybe I'll rob a bank. Go full Joker arc. Great, let me know how that goes. I'll be the guy selling your NFTs on the side. Another laugh, softer this time. Then Raoul shook his head, exhaling. Nah, I got an interview lined up next week. Something different. Maybe it's time to stop working for assholes. A slow grin spread across my face. Look at you, turning this whole disaster into a redemption arc. I love that for you. Yeah. Don't get sentimental on me. He pointed at my beer. Drink up. You've got 6 months of buying my drinks, and I plan on making you suffer. And that was that. Raoul was still pissed, still occasionally flipping me off in the middle of conversations, still reminding me daily that I was a dumbass. But we were okay, and in some weird, twisted way, things might have worked out better for him in the long run. Not because of me, definitely not because of me, but despite me. Still, though, I was never fucking pranking him again.